technical bench to behave or to react today in the game, because today's game determine if we are going for the final or not. How should today's bench act? Let me start with you, Coach Nebart.
All right. The way you have said about the substitutions in the national team, I believe there are things that I've noticed, like the way I've already highlighted that we need the best players. When you get people that you don't know, as long as they are doing well at their clubs, you don't have any emotional attachment to them. Meaning that when they make a mistake, you can quickly get them out. But if you get players where you want them to show, even when they're making mistakes, you still let them in because you just want them to correct their mistakes so that by the time you substitute them, they have proved that they can do the job. So to me, and the other part that I feel is, like I've already said, that these players that they are in this lineup, they look like those players on the cool side. I think, guys who are just quiet. When things are wrong, they're just quiet. They'll never tell you anything. They'll just, as long as they have their share, they are such people. So I believe that maybe the coach is told to do substitutions by our technical bench, but maybe doesn't like it, so he just keeps quiet until he wants to observe what he wants to observe. But we need to have a situation where he has to be reminded that the football is 90 minutes maybe, and he has to do them as quickly as possible. Because Zambia, if you have seen, most of the times we find errors starts emerging after 60 minutes. Just after 60 minutes, you find that things start going wayward. So those are the things that the coach must be able to look into and make fast changes. But if it is his tradition, that means there's nothing that you can do.
So the coach has to identify players that cannot go all the way.
Yes, that is
because endurance is important. So the players that cannot endure the whole 90 minutes.
Yes, so that report also comes from the fitness trainer. Because the fitness trainer is supposed to tell him that according to this, he can't do this in the gym, meaning that he can only go this far.
Well, just last week, Coach, we were talking about our fitness trainers having pot bellies.
Yes. Yeah,
so how do they professionally advise if fitness trainers have pot bellies? How
it's
do they
different for the national team? It's different from the national team.
He came with his own fitness trainer, and he looks better. And I think the national team looks better. So with that, I think his fitness trainer should be able to tell him that this is how this person can go, and this is how far he can do. Because in fitness training, when you do it, there's a calculation of exercises which relate to time. So if I tell you to do this for 2 minutes, I'm relating that in the actual game, maybe you can play for 30 minutes. If you can do this for 3 minutes, in the actual game, you can play for 45 minutes. If you do this for 4 minutes, in the actual game, like every minute you do certain exercise in the gym, depending on the way you are going to target which muscle you are targeting, it can equate maybe to 15 minutes. More. 15 minutes on the actual ground.
Okay.
Understand? So those are the calculations that physical trainers learn, and they know it. So the physical trainer can know that if you are doing this exercise in 2 minutes and you are failing to go to maybe 2.5 minutes, it means you can only go up to 60 minutes. Then after 60 minutes, the physical trainer can say, but this guy now is, whether the people are watching that is tired or not, you as a physical trainer can know that this is it. That's why it's part of the technical bench, because he can highlight in case the coach forgets the report that he gave during the week, that this guy now, I think you can substitute him. Whether it looks like that means he's pushing too much, he's pushing beyond what he trained for.
Beyond his limit.
Yes, so those are some of the things that the physical trainers are very important and they're supposed to help. That's why if you have seen most of the professional coaches, even around the world, when they are going to the club, they go with their own physical trainers.
Okay. Because they understand the philosophy.
Yes, they understand the coach and himself, they understand each other.
Okay.
Then after that, the actual physical trainer, maybe let's say they find a physical trainer at the club, they'll put them aside.
Okay.
While focusing on their physical trainer, because they trust that person, what they're going to hear from that person.